Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Happy Monday. What's going on? Card fishing in the house. Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Feelgood. What is up, sir? How was your weekend? Is this all this weekend man? You were just somewhere. I'm blanking on where it was. I can't remember, but I think you just went somewhere for a conference. Was this weekend or was it the last weekend? My weekend was good. Yep, had a good weekend. It was my birthday weekend, so got to hang out with family and friends, and you know, just had a good time. Very chill. Conference in KC, that's where it was. I knew it was somewhere. KC, how was that? Looked like you got together with a person or two. Um, how was the conference? Did it go well? Did you learn anything? Did you teach anything? Get some good contacts? What does that look like for you? What's up, Caitlin? I don't know what you're sorry for, but good morning. All good. I need to add Jason to stage.
Good morning, Dom.
Painkillers. Oh, oh, you mean because you didn't wake up on Friday? Don't worry about it. No big deal. You missed a banger though. You should like play it back because I had MP on with me, and we got to hear a little bit about him. So it's always a good time when a new face. No offense to the current faces on the screen, but when a new face comes up to hang out.
That was a really good episode. I listened to you guys at the dog park,
Yeah,
and your college roommate jumped on. That was cool. Connecting
yeah,
a little bit of connection from the past. That was a. I was for a second you were talking to him. I thought he was going to jump on the screen with you. I was like, oh, this is good. I like this. Getting some getting some new energy. No offense to the current energy on the screen, Dom, but
Good morning, MP. Good morning, David. Yeah,
sharing is caring.
he's my college roommate. Roommated for 2 years together, and then I didn't go back to college after that second year, and he went on and did a whole bunch of other things. I went on and did a bunch of other things, and we've kind of just like hit and missed each other a lot in life. I don't think we've talked in like a year and a half, 2 years. And then this is the most we've talked. So it was very interesting. He streams on Twitch, so that's kind of like how it came to be that he was like, "Oh, well, what's your username?" And I'm like, "Well, it's not really my username. It's more of like this account."
It's more of a collaborative username.
Yeah, and he jumped on. It was funny.
Good.
Um,
Yeah, that was cool. Should have him on sometime. See how things have changed.
we'll see. Yeah. I gotta schedule and get on a call with him because, like I said, we haven't talked in a while, so I'm just curious, like, what's going on um, in life, you know?
Mhm.
And we all hit our bumps, and I'm just curious where he is after the bumps that he's hit.
Yeah.
Not my
How are your
cup today.
bumps, Dom? How are your last few days? I feel like I am off a few of my wagons, getting back on a few other wagons. Last week was up and down. I think it was only on twice. I think that's the least I've been on in the mornings in a long time.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
it was our first week of the first quarter, so a little bit of prep work, soccer and volleyball, and what's the other? There were like three main things. Oh, and also like wrapping up the previous quarter. So a lot of work stuff.
Hmm.
And a few nights where I was up to like midnight to 3, so it kind of shot my mornings in the foot. Was off the gym wagon. Uh, Kind of sometimes on autopilot. I'm around here, like getting things done, but like wasn't remembering anything that I was just like doing the things that I had to do. It was very going back and forth between being very present and just
Surviving.
ripping through things I had to do. I had
Yeah.
one I had one night where I just uh it ended up being like It was 9:30. I answered an email from head coach for Kira's team, just kind of talking about the team stuff. Ended up doing that for like 90 minutes, just like like I typed this very long email, like very, very in depth. And then at that point, it was like 11. I was like, okay, I'll do half an hour of work. And that ended up being, I went to bed at 3:30 and just tore through a bunch of stuff that I had to get done that I've been meaning to do for the past, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Used AI a little bit, a lot of it. I use AI a lot of it, but it's not like I was like making things up. It was like streamlining things, super productive, but man, did I suffer the rest of the week into the weekend. And then weekend was soccer, traveling. I was gone longer Saturday than I was on a normal work day. And then Sunday, I was busier around the house than I think I normally am during a work day when I'm home. So it definitely felt like a flip of energy for me. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping this week I can kind of flip that back onto the correct main track. And it starts with you, Dom, and not teaching our kids too much.
Morning, Chris. Yeah, I mean, I've been off my routine a little bit, but I think I've just kind of switched. Oh, I'm trying to prioritize work right now. I've been falling a little bit behind because I was over prioritizing like my self-care and all the stuff that I had to do. So I just had to push a little stuff out of my way for a minute so that I can lock in at work. So instead of getting off this call and, going on a walk and exercising and meditating and eating right and doing all that stuff, I've just been in ChatGPT organizing my day and my life at work to make, it go a little better and smoother. And it went well. Last week went well. This weekend went well, all that stuff. But yeah, MP, sorry about that, man. Got it. Just got to pull those drains.
I had to do that once, pull up a tub,
Sucks.
and it was one of those like cast iron tubs in
Mm,
our first house. I pulled it out. I pulled it out of the house, put it in the garage. It was in the garage for a week. Put it back in the house after fixing it. Almost cutting off toes and fingers, and then realized they make the exact same tub in aluminum.
mm,
Only after going back to Home Depot after that.
yeah.
Um, I did not know they did that. I
Some
always
people
assumed
li-
the
some
second.
people like some people like a nice heavy cast iron versus the acrylics and the metals and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed the process, but it was like, man, I could have saved a lot of energy if I had just maybe gone down a tad, you know?
Yeah, did a little bit more research. It's okay. MP likes, I'm sure he just loved ripping out drywall. It's just a great thing. Yeah. So other than that, everything was good. Like I said, the weekend was my birthday, so we had all kinds of stuff. Friday was trunk or treat, football game, can you name it? We were there. Saturday was Bentley's last soccer, then a soccer party, then a get together with friends. Um, and then yesterday was just a chill day. Yesterday, me and my kids finally got through the game 99 Nights in the Forest. We made it past level 99 and just fucking crushed it all as a family, all four of us together. It was a lot of fun.
I missed the first part of that. Low key Sunday, family day. Yeah.
Busy Friday, busy Saturday, and then
Gotcha.
a low key gaming Sunday where we just play games, the four of us.
hmm We were together but apart. Did you ever have those days? Well, you probably did. I'm sure everybody does, where it's like you're all in the house but kind of all doing different things. Me and Kristen were just kind of hacking away at our own lists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I had a moment in the day where I was like, I should sit down with the family. I talk about it every morning. I should just stop working and hang out with them and do the things that me and Dom talk about. So it ended up doing. We had some movie time. Um, I did a little bit of back reading over the past week because I was definitely off and on with that as well.
Mhm.
The weekend had some good readings. A lot of it, the general theme is like, your kids need help, but you don't want to do everything for them.
Yeah.
It's a good teacher talk too. There have been times where like my default is, I could just do this and get it over with, instead of having a little bit of peace of mind to just kind of let them struggle a bit. Sports, that's one of those things, and definitely in the classroom. Students will often try to coax me into doing the work for them, but I've gotten better at stopping that, and then be like, here are some options to get started, and I'm not going to do it for you. I have to say those words to
Yeah.
really drive it home, instead of like walking away, because they will continue to spend all of their creative points trying to get me to do the thing that they want to do.
No, I agree. Saying the actual phrase, like,
Yeah.
set the boundary, set the intention of what you're wanting to this interaction to end like. Yeah.
What else here? I have notes. I have notes from last year on
Let's
these
see
few
'em.
pages.
Let's hear 'em.
A few. On this, I'm also surrounded by cardboard. So I had to make
Nice.
boxes for paintings and deliver them, and the dogs are effing it up. Last year, I wrote, "There's been times when I've done most of a student's project," and I remember some of those. I underlined, "It's not good for them or anyone else." Truth. That
Mhm.
doesn't benefit anybody. 18th, it's figure outable. We have tons of tools. We have mini computers in our pockets. There's been times when I've told my daughters, hey, you have a phone and it's a math problem. Like,
Yeah.
use the things around you, use the things that we got you. Those are things that we've gone over. And then yesterday, Jim Gaffigan, he'll pop up in this book once in a while. This was a story about his wife having cancer. I don't know if you know Jim Gaffigan. He's pretty funny. But after I learned he has like 6 kids and he's a comedian and he's supporting his family, like that guy works.
Mhm.
And then I remember reading this page, and I didn't write anything down, but part of the story was as his wife was being wheeled into the operating room, she was telling Jim all of the things that she thinks he needed to know, like passwords to the grocery site, like all those little, like the passwords to everything, those
Mhm.
little things. And so the last thing I did before I went to bed last night, and I wrote down, if we were close to death, what info would we be worrying about sharing? Like, how many passwords do I have that Kristen doesn't have, and vice versa? And I'm thinking, my thought is, I probably know most of the things that like Kristen does and could probably handle it. Kristen might disagree with that,
Yeah.
because it's like, Kristen is definitely like she definitely gets like the nuts and bolts of like scheduling and like orders the groceries. I do all the cooking. Um, that was a deal we made last year. That was a good one. That worked out well because I hate grocery shopping. But all the things that each of us do that like maybe the other isn't necessarily aware of, or maybe aware of, but not aware of how integral it
Mhm.
is to how the family works. So that was my thought going to bed last night, was what if one of us died?
What a great thought before bed. Um, yeah, I think the easiest thing is just make sure that you guys have a shared computer where your email is connected
We
and that
don't have that.
you essentially have each other's email passwords, because with just the log into the emails, you can usually hit the forgot a password on most accounts and get in with some very simple information that is, able to be found. A password manager is always helpful. But yeah, I think that's probably the easiest scenario. With everything being so, like, went through this actually just in the last year or two, because I switched emails from my old company email to like my new company email. And then I'm trying right now to still work my way through it, but it's a freaking process. Like, it'll come up where, some obscure thing that I want to order, and I haven't been in that website forever, and it's like, oh crap. So yeah, it's not going to be fun. It would never be fun to have a spouse or anyone pass away early or unexpected, but it definitely, in the age of where we're at right now, like if one person has more of the, password logins than another,
Mhm.
it'd be something else.
Yeah. I guess we had a few like family instances relating to that stuff. One of them was I was talking with Kira. I gave Kira like an adult like tech talk on
Hmm.
like passwords, adult-ish. She was asking for like another app. We're keeping her off of social media at least until high school, hopefully longer. Um, and one of the things I talked to her about were like all of the passwords that I've collected over the 15, 20 years of having a smartphone. So like I let her like scroll through my password manager, and
Hmm.
there's like 120 different things that have my information somewhere, not like full information, but like password information, usernames that I've used over the years, just showing her that I don't think that conversation hit yet. I think that was like more of like a "Ugh, whatever, dad. Can I just get this app?"
Yeah.
Um, and then we also share like cloud storage, where we're up at our limit. Me and Kira share iCloud, and it's like we're coming to the limit because we both save tons of photos and videos, and she's been like taking videos and making videos with her friends, and then she uses like CapCut to like stitch them together, not sharing online. But that forced us to look through our photos, and I was like, hey, sometimes you got to go through your photos and delete them. And then that, I don't, you may have been there where it's like that goes into looking at everything that you've taken, and that brought us down a really great memory hole of videos from like mid to late 2000 teens, of like her playing like her first year of soccer, Junie's first year of
Nice.
soccer, uh
Yeah.
you know Junie's still wearing diapers. So it ended up being like a really great experience. We didn't delete anything, so we have to figure that part out. um
Get
but
on like a Google Drive or something, or download it there. I don't know.
I have like an external hard drive that I'll update once in a while. But
Yeah.
like that was a really good thing, like a reminder of like all the things that we've done um, once in a while, besides just kind of being fed them when you open up your phone in the morning. Um, yeah, it's hard to erase things. I had a really hard time. I was like, no, I might watch this again sometime. So I'm going to save this. But I did that for everything, except for like all the random screenshots and meme downloads that I use
Yeah.
for text messages.
Yeah. So I find myself going back and forth. Like, it makes more sense for me to delete everything off my phone work related. But then what happens is I'll need to reference something and it won't be there. Whereas if I just delete everything personal off my phone, it's not very often that I need to reference it. But it is very fun to look back, and what I've always loved about like this the social media, how they do like a on this day 7 years ago. Um, those are always fun. And sometimes it's fun to kind of like scroll to the bottom of your camera roll there and look at the baby pictures and how cute they were and all of that stuff.
There
Yeah.
was a time that I had a a Samsung phone. I think it was like 2
I'm
years
sorry.
where I don't have photos from, and I'm kinda pissed off at that. I think that was most of, like, his I think that was most of Junie's childhood, but Kristen always saves them. And I want to make more picture albums. Kristen made some picture albums. I think we have like a 2013 through 2017 set,
Wow.
which
Nice.
is a cool idea. Like Kristen has like three various forms of storage, like Google, I think Amazon, and then Apple. She's better at saving things than I am and curating them. They're always That's always like a last minute thought I have about all of our stuff. Um, but it's like, what if one of us died? Where do we access our photos? So that's another.
They need to just have like each one of the social media websites needs to just, that year in review that they do at the end. Like some year, like they do like a put all your photos into a yearly review or a video or a reel. They should just be like, oh, and do you want to make turn this into a scrapbook, and then like connect you to like Shutterfly or something like that. Cause I swear it's like you take so many videos and pictures in a year that it's almost daunting to sit there in December. Like my wife and I used to do it because we used to make calendars for her dad every year. Like his birthday's in January.
Mhm.
So we would group together the photos of the year between us and her brother's family and make him a calendar for his birthday.
Yeah,
But
great
it just
idea.
gets exhausting at how many pictures we take every day, every month, every year.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wild.
A cool little I texted you guys just it was a Saturday morning. A cool little experiment that I had. Depending on your usage of ChatGPT or what any other chat service that you use, um, I asked it to make a little diary entry based on my past week of conversations.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, I use it more than I thought because it wrote like a fairly concise and full diary entry. So
All right.
on one hand, I was like, "Oh, this is nice. This is the way I kind of wish I wrote it." And then on the other hand, I was like, "I share too much with ChatGPT," uh,
Mm.
because it was like there was definitely something every day that it referenced. But if you're looking and comfortable with curating yourself on a chat bot, it was a cool little experiment.
Yeah.
I
But
recommend it.
imagine how cool and interesting that might be if something did happen to you and your wife and your kids were just able to go in there and be like, tell me about my dad.
Mhm.
Tell me all the things he wanted to tell me. What was he up to? What were we missing when he was when he was in here talking to you? Might be kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
jury is still out with the AI bots. I think the jury should always be out, David,
Yeah.
for sure. I did ask it once if it could identify me based on what I've shared over the past, I guess, going on 2 years now.
Mhm.
It didn't nothing like my address or anything, but it did pinpoint me to Colorado and what I like and what I do and like the basic structure of my family. which is kind of crazy because, like, there's this AI version online of me because of all the things that I shared. Um, but no, like social security numbers or anything. Who would do that?
Trying to see if it feels threatened by you, if it knows how to get
Well,
you.
I was trying to see how threatened should I feel based on
Yeah.
my usage. I would say moderate. I feel moderately threatened by by how much I use it. So
Oh man. What else, dude? That was a quick one.
yeah.
Quick show.
What else? I don't
That's
know.
okay.
6.5, 7 out of 10 today. Um, got to get my sleep back.
6.5. Okay. All right.
Got to build my sleep back to get myself back. That's kind of where I'm at right now. It was I would say the last week was the bottom of my habit cycle. I would,
Mm-hmm.
talk about how like it ebbs and flows. I think last week was the low point. So now I'm waiting. Now I'm sitting paddling for the next wave, which will
Okay.
hopefully start right now.
Started off with a bang. Good
Yeah,
conversation on a Monday. Go through, what do you after this is breakfast time, right? Breakfast, get the kids off to school.
we got breakfast. This is our last busy week of the sports season, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be the busiest. I'm kind of gassed from it. I'm sure I know everybody's going through it in one way or another. Um, but I am kind of looking forward to a little bit of breathing room for sure.
Yeah, it helps that it ends at this time because then we go through all the, like, for me,
Morning, Colin.
I'm a bit exhausted from all the vacations back and forth, and then like kind of like losing that work time. And
Mhm.
then sports season is, not all my kids are in sports, so it's not too bad for me. And then I get real down and exhausted during the holidays because, again, all the time off of work that I spend, it kind of just puts me a little bit behind. Losing weeks here and there, rain delays, like those kind of things really kind of stress me out during this time. And so I'm going into my, and then it's like cold in the morning. So like if I were trying to get back on a workout, like that little extra of like having to bundle up to go work out, but then sweating and in warm clothes, that's a very frustrating feeling for me.
Yeah.
So I
Since
tend
you've
not to do all that in the morning.
since you've been there before, because you obviously know what to expect at this point. Do you think you can kind of take some of those times to maybe kind of chill out a little more mindfully? It's like, well, can't do anything right now, so I'm not going to worry about it until I can do something about it.
Yeah.
Do you think you
I
could
mean,
be in that mindset
the
in that mindset?
the huge difference for me this winter is going to be that I'm secure in my jobs, that I have two full new constructions, um, which is like job security for me. So like I don't actually have to hunt for any more work this winter. So I can focus hard on these two, get through all the stuff that I have, like all the little stuff on my plate right now. And I can maybe even think a little bit about saying no a little bit this winter
Mhm.
so that I can focus. Like I was talking with my buddy on Friday, focus about trying to take it to the next level, which is hiring someone to help me with the office work and get me through all like get the clerical stuff off of my plate, and then possibly looking at someone who can help me with a little bit of job site management. So some sort of like intern, some sort of like low level person that can just, do the office work for me and then also be there in those afternoons when I go home early, uh to lock up, to check what happened for the day, FaceTime me so that I can see what's going on. Like that's what he and I were kind of talking about.
Mhm.
Oh, good morning, little one.
Good morning, Hazel. Are you ready for breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
Face wash. Are you not wearing a shirt? Oh no. Oh, you already got. Get dressed. You're on camera. Jeez.
All right. Well, you go get breakfast started. I'm gonna go get to work, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.
Yes. So planning on it.
Okay. Cool.
See you,
Cool, buddy.
everybody. Have a
Everybody
great
have a
month.
great day. Thank you for joining us, and yeah, tune in tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.
Police.